till I can't no more. I'm gone.
There's a lot of things that can kick in, and OG's draft is fairly squishy, so that could be something that really rips them apart.
Yeah, we'll see sort of how potent it ends up being. Because, I mean, again, they do have No-Tail once more in the Treant. And saw last time how much the living armor really did help offset that. But you're right, this time Viking taking it to another level, the minus armor. So we'll see if the living armor is going to be enough to save people this time.
Yeah, another thing is, like, the reason they really picked the tree is because he just mollywops the slaughter in the laning phase, too. It's the double kind of benefit of the hero pick. We're expecting Toby to have a pretty rough time down bottom as well. We still gotta watch to see what Aramis can do to change that up. Mid, I feel like Boom should be pretty okay in this matchup. Should just farm pretty fine. I think TOPSON also should just farm fine here too, though. Maybe get a little bit behind the Shadow Fiend, just slightly, but...
Yeah, we'll see Boom. And as man goes out, and continue to shove the wave back. If anything, yeah, just have to rely on the raises. You know, TOPSON might start getting aggressive on Boom if he's able to catch Boom away from the wave. Yeah, especially when he starts to go sort of between the lane and between the camp. Be careful for wards around the lane. And then TOPSON is Shed obviously playing the Weaver. I mean, how do you sort of see Weaver as a carry in this patch and at this moment in Dota? Is this a hero that can really, or what does it offer in the position 1?
I think he can be fine. Yeah, he's super elusive, and when you're
it's all these other items, if you're just going for the damage or the Dragon Lance, Hurricane Pike. So yeah, definitely something Shad's going to have to be careful of, and if he does sort of goes down the defensive route, maybe more likely to be the Lincolns against that lasso lockdown. We'll see what sort of build he goes for, and in this game as well is, I imagine this time because they don't have a Spectre, Viking, they have to kind of play it a little faster. Are you really going to be happy going late in this game if you're Vikings lineup?
I would prefer they play fast. I think they still can because of how overwhelming the minus armor really is.
Yeah.
But I would like them to just play at this fast pace because they have such good control. If they get like 1 or 2 towers, they kill Rosh at such a fast pace. Like, no way OG can contest if they get set up for that Rosh. Gonna die in a matter of seconds. But yeah, Weaver overall, I feel like this hero is a very, just a specific versus what you're against, you pick this hero. Unless you're just a, you love Weaver. I know like some people like Mason, just loves Weaver, so he'll play in a lot of games, but versus Bat, and he has a lot of benefits from his teammates. Shad. There is a sentry up there. Shad actually might be getting caught top. I think he's dead.
But this flame break, they've got him. Good control here between Seb and Saxa. We saw Saxa just absolutely totally on it last game as we touched, and here in round 2, he's ready to give it another bit of a showing. Bottom lane, mid one does get the kill on Toby. Just live for it, but mid one getting that plus in before he goes down. He's more than happy to take that trade.
Yep. Huge that they get this kill top, like you said. This is a Weaver pick to address the lane in particular, but because they have this sentry down, Celery actually did not put one down for him to kind of de-ward it. It catches him off guard. And now we see Toxa, because of this moment of opportunity, he's able to check the top rune for his Arc Warden. He's also going to come contest him. And it'll spawn bottom. Boom, gets lucky.
Far between the two of them. Continues to remain pretty even mid. The only one really falling behind right now is down on this bottom lane, but these sort of kills will certainly help out. Getting on top of mid one.
We can't do
this combo.
That's huge.
Oh, it's still on cooldown, isn't it? Yeah, of course,
he's got 40 seconds. That's, I mean, that lane is so...
yeah, they needed that. I mean, Toby was not getting a lot of CS down at 8 and 3. He was really struggling, but that will absolutely open up if the lane back up to him, probably taking over in
lane
CS.
Salvage, for sure. And that's what we're talking about, is this, the cookie. That's the X factor. That's the thing that changes the lane. Sure, it's a range hero, but you've got this gap closing mechanic built in the lane, built in from the hero. Catches him off guard. Hotel's gonna be happy because all this juicy experience, but
yeah, there's some rough times for mid one. I mean, already you see sort of the difference. Noto, he's a full level ahead of mid one, level 4.5 compared to the 3.5 of mid one because of this time out of the lane. And with that death, the fact that No-Tail is down there, he can't move away to get the bounties. So, boom, he's going to have free reign of the bounties here. He's able to pick up the 2 of them for himself. Yeah, and Saxa gets the one rune top, but Celery sends that little wild wing to kill the secondary one. Saxa making a move bottom. He wants to help mid one. Yeah, it's got to help. Anytime they sort of start getting aggressive here, Toby and Aramis, they've got to have backup. Protect mid one, make sure he doesn't go down again, and
Yeah.
Saxa coming in does manage to do exactly that.
I actually just want to see Saxa maybe not play so much in that top lane now. Play more on the bottom and mid side, because he can set up kills. Even on mid, Tempest double plus a tag team, easy kill for onto that Shadow Fiend. And he can always turn those kills around bottom.
Do Radiant want their middle tower?
Meanwhile, top, I think they've already done their job top, right? Like, the Batrider's already gotten more than we expected him to, and he got a kill, so everything's all good for Sep up there.
This is gonna sting. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just Shad trying to make a move each time that the bugs are available, but even with them, Seb with the early sort of 2 nulls and boots and Windlace, he's very sort of tanky in half of these two to kill. And when it comes to rotations, Vikings probably not going to really move their heroes around too much. Aramis just having his most potency paired down on this bottom line.
Here's this move toward mid. Boom. He's stepping up to TOPSON. The Tops is here.
See, and under the tower, they managed to get the cookie in onto TOPSON. Boom. Getting the raises off the mark a little bit, as he does not connect onto TOPSON at all. Lose the 2 of them, but TOPSON's able to walk away.
Did both of those whiff? Both
I
of them
think he missed. They looked a little ambitious. They were sort of off to the side. They didn't hit TOPSON for sure.
Yeah.
There was definitely 2 raises that did not connect.
Aramis, he's going aggressive on TOPSON here. Oh, TOPSON.
He's got the backup. He's not going to find it.
The range.
I mean, TOPSON will tell you that he knew that. He trusted in Saxa. He was like, I don't care hanging around in lane. You can go on me, but Saxa's going to have me covered.
I mean, the 20 HP. The raindrop, and I think even the armor from the tower may have saved him, right? Like, because he was under it. Just little things kicking in there. They even put, okay, they accidentally put a ward down as well during that exchange, right in the middle of the tower, but all's good. TOPSON survives. And Saxa continuing to be active.
A scan from Radiant.
Kind of going on to Nota, but Nota's got the stick
He's using a lot.
living armor. They're turning onto Toby. They'll be able to get the kill onto him. Aramis is trying to finish it off, but he's got to run away from mid one. Damage between the 2 of them too much. Aramis trying to juke. He'll tell him to redrop. He felt that he could get the kill on Nota, but he couldn't. Indeed, that range drop saves him at the same time. TOPSON, he was able to get in the jungle and find Boom.
Wow.
Crazy stuff happening around here. We're going to see that replay actually early. We'll see Boom again. I think it was 2 raises off the mark. First raise comes in onto Saxa, but then a bit of a panic as he just turns. And those 2 raises that would have killed TOPSON.
I think it would have. Yeah. I think he
would have absolutely killed TOPSON if he connected. I guess he did have the raindrop, but maybe not with the raindrop. But I mean, it would have been better than missing them.
Yeah. He got turned somehow when he was trying to go for them. And we're seeing this build from Notel again. He's level 6, by the way, on this tree, because he got all that solo XP bottom for a while. I love this 3-point and leech seed, actually. It's so good for them to turn, because it's all about, like, Slardar is all about, like, you do this big ramp up of damage, but because he has these 3 points and leech seed, it's getting them a lot of extra kills down here. And now Midwood's got a Midas.
He has Midas on line and very good timing here. And with that in mind, you know, unless they can start making some moves onto TOPSON, he's going to get a lot further ahead than the Boom they're going to be able to get. His mid lane set. Jump in, got the last solo for the quick kill onto Celery. Aramis does come in with it. Cookie onto all of them, but it's not enough to save Celery. Now Aramis himself in trouble as TOPSON to step will try and run him down. Boom's coming across to force them away. Comes in with the first raise. Pin onto TOPSON, but cannot close the gap. The double will fall, but again, TOPSON, and this mid-arc board, 4-0 and 1. TOPSON having a beautiful start to this, thanks to these movements that his team's making, coming in and helping him get so many kills in this laning stage.
Yeah. Double Midas as well paying off, right? It's 11-4, they have a 1k lead, and they're both going for Midas for the greed because they've come out ahead in the lanes. And, you know, Sarkor always gets the Midas, but really solid start here from OG. And again, like this game plan from this is really working, right? Like they knew Vikings just gonna open with the Slardar, and now both times around this ranged carry in the safe lane, it's just dominating this Slardar so hard in the laning phase. Like Toby last game, he was able to come back a little bit because he got some kills on an Arc Warden, but this one it's feeling pretty tough for him. He's very shut down, even though he does have this, you know, Snapfire cookie that we were talking about a bit. See the wards from OG. All focused around the mid area, all focused around watching where Boom makes movements. These 2 wards being able to watch wherever the Shadow Fiend is jungling or doing anything.
Yeah, for Viking, well, where is the easiest opportunity to make a move? Who are you trying to play around?
Oh, Boom actually has to full drop a defensive Requiem to push TOPSON away.
I mean, TOPSON has just been so insistent with the way that he's just, you know, going beyond this tier 1 tower and starting to poke his head into the jungle. He's just not leaving Boom any sort of space to back away. You know, Boom said, all right, you know, let me have some peace, I'll leave the lane. But he's just on top of him, and bottom lane, Silence comes out. They're able to turn onto Toby again. War in for mid one, building up in this lane. Mid lane, Saxa. Be able to walk off. Living Armor's there. They don't have enough control between Boom and Celery to do anything about this.
Set top. Shad's actually getting a decent amount of damage on him, Shad. Let's be careful. Has to jump away. If he hits him once more, he gets lassoed and dies there.
He bottom. Motel. On to Aramis, but mid one being a little cautious as Toby comes in with the TP. Notel actually doing so much damage alone to Aramis, nearly bringing him down. Toby will be able to stop Notel. Time with the crush, but back up here for Notel. Saxa's over with the snowball. Yeah, I'm going to start firing off the Mortimer's Kiss. Doing good damage with that crush. They're kind of turning around. They'll be able to get the 2 kills in response. They won't quite be able to get a hit on mid one, so not to slow him down and set up for Viking to chase for more. But Viking bringing Boom in, and you know, Boom finally able to get involved in some positive action there, getting around for those 2 kills.
Middle tower full?
Toby gets sacrificed for the greater good there. For Aramis to get that good Mortimer kisses off there. Still though, they're not slowing down. TOPSON's almost level 12 from this Arc Warden. He's gonna have a Maelstrom finished up at any moment now. The 2 carries, I mean the 3 cores just aren't being slowed down at all on the side of OG. Getting some support kills, but yeah, these 3 are cruising. That's top. They want to set up for Sad.
Let that middle tower full.
And then try to get with the snowball. There's the lasso follow-up. Have they got enough damage though? Not quite. Didn't quite have enough there. I mean, maybe it was actually just a little bit too early with the Walrus Punch. Yeah. They held on until the end of the lasso. Yeah,
they stacked them a little bit there. Hand of God though coming into play. For sure. Maybe they just didn't expect that one to come in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Another day, Diffusal. Getting very close now for the Weaver.
Okay. I mean, when he's got, if he gets that at a decent time, like he can still look to get involved, and Silencer is very vulnerable. But got him.
Again, making another move, stripping it onto the Slardar. Toby's trying to run the globals out. Toby pops the stick charges. They do manage to keep him alive, and now he's able to turn over towards Notel. And with a big hole coming out, they're able to blow up mid one. Viking, solid turn out here on the bottom lane, as again they're managing to find ways to enable Boom despite being slowed down. And you can see on Boom's net worth, he is more than fine at this stage. He's been sticking to the jungle, and even with the way that OG's tried to pressure him out in this area, they are allowing him to get towards what is going to be quite a good timing on his BKB.
Absolutely. There is 2 BKB piercing disables though, 3 of them in fact, and a global. So, lots of different things they do have to do with his bottom. They really want this tower. OG, they're doubling down, bringing 3-4 heroes.
Shab will be able to finish off the tower. See how many lives they lose because of this, as Aramis will be left. Saxa charged out, they've grabbed another. Notel closing the gap with the lead. You see the knockback from the flame break tower, but it does cost them the lives of both supports.
Just keeps responding and getting these big kills in return every single time, it feels. They're waiting on the high ground here too, Shad.
And Shad's coming in.
There's a sentry for him.
Put with the time lapse as soon as he's aware that their setup is out of then. Careful, 300 away from having the diffusal. Lasso, dragging him up onto the cliff. He's stuck, but they're pretty safe. Aramis able to get off the cliff. Keeps him safe still. He has to use the record to push him back. He's going to push him back. He's still alive. Find the ball, but now the Mortimer's coming out. They're getting kills in response. They'll find Notel. Shad's trying to run down mid one. Mid one trying his best to juke away on the Weaver, but 7 mid one on top of Shad. Shad puts the stick, but he's too squishy. As TOPSON, he's just cleaning up. Only Aramis is left. He's doing his best to run, but the Spark Race are being laid down. The silence kicks in. Seth diving and tanking the tower as they'll claim another kill. And with that, the team one is OG clean up. Viking this time not able to push them back.
That area almost ends up being a pretty decent spot for Viking because it's so clustered with the Mortimer's kisses and everything, but we're seeing that farm really come into play. TOPSON, he just walks in from the high ground, and because of this massive Arc Warden and have a sentry down, he's able to get so many cleanup kills. That was without global too. And they get the big initiation onto Toby again and again. Toby's just, his poor game just getting harder and harder. He's sub 4,000 net worth at the 15.5 minute mark home.
this is certainly going to make things on the top lane. Shad, they're hunting him. Hotel's got the setup with the overgrowth sentry down straight away with the time lapse, but after it, they're ready, waiting with the global, so no further escape for Shad.
What happens?
That's 22, right? 22 it now on mid one.
It's a lot.
It's
the
a lot
brain is
already.
getting bigger.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
And we're seeing just, it's much easier for OG to make these aggressive moves here because they have easier forms of initiation. It's tough for Viking. They just don't have this great frontline initiating tool because of how shut down Toby was from the laning phase. And now, speaking of Toby,
another jump. TOPSON's in with the Tempest to provide that extra bit of damage. Toby cannot escape this. As they are just destroying him now, and as you say, this was something that the panel said that it was very important for Toby to have a good game. He needs to be sort of the driving force for Viking, and OG showing that they're very much addressing that as they continue to just bully him out of the game, out of the lane every time that he comes back into it.
See what they can do top here though. They have the defusal.
So they've got the kisses coming out to mid-one, Dusk out as well. Mid-one being surrounded, the silence does kick into Boom, but mid-one will fall. Able to use their resources to take down one, but on the side, the fight continues as Shad and Aramis find themselves the kill onto.
Maybe they get Seb.
They're going to get Seb as what they are.
Okay, big return kills there.
Yeah, Shad able to clean up nicely with the diffuser blade as we're seeing, just allowing him to do a lot of damage at this point of the game. And when the fights do start to fall apart, TOPSON out with the PP, nothing from Shad. Supposed to be able to cancel that. Get the double load. TOPSON actually in a position where he's able to kick out a lot of damage before he does finally fall.
That was nice. I like that little spot there he found for himself. But yeah, great wraparound for Viking. They set themselves up finally to get some type of return kills. But Toby, he's under a ward here. Toby. Oh no, Toby!
Careful. Oh, he's dead. He is very dead.
Us too. How much int does this Larnar have? Ooh.
Oh no.
Not a lot.
303 mana.
300 mana with a bracer and a wand. That's 4. He's lost, I think, at least almost like 8, I want to say. Like 8 to 10 in almost.
Yeah. Time to invest in mangoes, boys and girls, if you're I'm. They're going to be heavily invested in by Toby this game. Gonna need all the bursts of mana as TOPSON again, just the map's it's not a nice place to play against this Arc Warden right now.
Arc Warden and Bat Rider with such early bots, they just constant threats all over the map. Even bots on Silencer. It's the global pressure from OG that they're setting up this game.
Bid farewell to Dire's top tower.
Now mid-one, seeping over towards the mid. 7 stacks are on the lead. Boom is going to get jump lasso dragged into the storm. As Boom taken out, and it's just the way that OG can make these moves, right? They've got these perfect heroes to just anytime anyone comes anywhere close to a tier 1 tower, shows in a lane, OG's lineup jumped, and it's going to get the kill pretty much every time.
Yeah, and they'll always have at least 3 heroes because of those bots, right? They triple bots to be able to show up the fights. Toby, does he have the blink yet? Boom. Toby still doesn't even have a blink to get into the fight.
Fightback did spook them enough to back off, but it isn't going to be OG playing passive. They'll leave Roshan and try for a smoke wraparound. They know that Viking GG are going to be held over on this side, prepared to jump into the pit when they see OG going for it. OG wants to catch them beforehand.
On TOPSON.
He's
already hitting hard.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
And we saw mid-one get pretty farmed on the Arc Warden last year. You know, TOPSON's sort of, seen it as a challenge to try and outdo it.
Oh, the shards.
So BKB ready to pass with the field strain, and he's going to use the Haunted Impact Node through the BKB with the overgrowth. Global Silence comes out. Shad trying to commit onto Notair. The Weed will get the kill. And now the Silence and the control. Shad's in trouble. Does still manage to get the time that's off in time, but he's going to fall so low. He's going to take down the curse. And on top of him, Toby's managed to be able to finish for Silencer. And now Toby's alone as TOPSON and Saxa surround him. The Slardar will fall. Jump ball from Seb. That's got the lasso. He's managed to catch up Boom as Boom dragged back over. Can fight anything to save him. They cannot. Boom pulls out of the game for 70. That will give them a solid amount of time to step into the pit themselves. OG, without any warrior Viking being able to put any sort of fight together. Shad really needing that BKB. As we can see, you know, he's just going to time that out and run away every single time. You're too squishy, too vulnerable as this carry movement.
They would have, I mean, that the hand of God plus the mech saved everybody. Everyone would have died on the side of Viking if they didn't all get healed up there. OG's damage is just insane in those little spots there. Mid one does go down. Toby is able to bit fully onto him and get him there, but yeah, the rest of OG able to hold their ground.
Viking. I mean, yeah, until that BKB is there for the Weaver and for Boom, going for the queuing up leads the Satanic. Just knows they're still just so squishy. They just get jumped, they get popped. They've got to tank up, but obviously it's going to be very hard for him to get there. EK Network on the ESF again, another game where he is just well and truly punished by OG.
Looking to try to catch OG off guard here. And I think it's Toby's Blink Dagger that's really causing them to... Yeah, Toby's Blink is the one that's causing them to lead this full charge here.
Big jump.
The Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they've also got to sort of hope that whoever they jump is not with backup.
What a
You
weapon!
have a lot of counter plays and
Like a local pressure.
they're just finding Boom. Anytime Boom is trying to push out alone, they're just always there. They just always know where he's going to be, and they're able to jump him. He just can't find anywhere to be safe. OG's always got his number.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, Seb is just dominating this game so hard on this bat. A lane that you'd expect to be pretty hard with that Weaver. They do super well in it, and because of this, just bots blink so early on, and he's threatening so much of the map. It's so tough for Viking to play because of this.
He just rules the map right now.
Yeah.
It's all under Seb's domain.
Dire's top tower.
10,000 gold. Now another form of initiation too. A Blink Dagger finished up for Saksa, so save as well as aggression that he can do with it. And they're gonna move from tower to tower. Yeah, with this Aegis, they're unstoppable. TOPSON with an KB and the Mjolnir now. Almost level 20 at the 23-minute mark. This is
Dire's top tower is under attack.
some insane farm. 11-0-5. Flawless performance from TOPSON.
Dire's middle tower didn't last long.
This is, definitely the thing that teams are going to have to bear in mind, right? This series just a showcase, the Arc Warden. You don't know where it's going to be, you don't know who's going to play it, and it doesn't really matter if TOPSON or mid one. Both of these players just show how proficient they are on this Arc Warden at a level that's, as I said, after game one, it was like, damn, that was a pretty crazy performance from mid one, and then TOPSON coming in 11-0-5, just doing the same thing again.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely came doing their homework today versus Vikings versus the Slaughter versus both games back to back. All these heroes just getting poked from a distance from OG. Boom, down to half HP. The mech is forced back down to half HP.
Just spam, sort of curse out a few hits from the Arc Warden. And the heroes of Viking have to be so cautious that they're trying to poke at TOPSON, but he's playing confident with that Aegis. He's just standing there on the high ground, punching into the racks, and Viking GG, they just can't seem to push him off. Finally pop the fortification. OG, they're not going anywhere. They're standing here on the high ground. Another curse out, again with the bubble shot. Doesn't manage to get in to get the double, but he's got very close to him. Time-lapse shoots get on the side, Sebby round the jump onto Aramis, bringing him back, global silence is out. The BKB's there, but again the overgrowth straight away after the BKB. Pops down the SF, Shad's got to get out of there, Aramis is going to fall. They just cannot fight OG. They don't have the heroes or the items. OG are just too far ahead. Viking GG, they cannot tackle OG at all.
Celery's nearly dying double too as well as Aramis. These hits.
Chaser, extra bit of control. The Silence is going to chase down the Weaver with the snowball. And looking over to Toby as well. He's been done. Sax is going to TP out underneath the tower. He's going to get away with it. Getting in that close, that aggressive, and also able to escape. They can't even kill a hero when he's under their tier 4 towers.
They can't kill anybody. And Boom's just dying. And his, yeah, that both of their net worth just continue to dwindle. 15,000 gold lead. Oh, geez, just.
And TOPSON.
Here, but TOPSON,
He's so far forward. They're able to get on top of it. TOPSON's dead. And now over to Notel. Notel's going to fall as well. All right. I mean, they're 2 heroes down 70 seconds. They do not have buyback on these heroes. You look at the gold TOPSON, he's been spending up 140 short. Okay, just like that. Viking GG, they just lose a melee Rex without being able to do anything. And then they just catch sort of TOPSON and Notel kind of taking a bit of a snooze as they casually walked away from the base. Viking, they pounce on them and they kill him.
What was he? Was he looking for a kill? Because he like they had left there like 40 seconds ago or something.
I think he was just farming the creep. So he was chilling.
He was just relaxed. He got caught up already. You now
right.
Have to be careful for 30 seconds.
What Viking can do with this? Looking over towards Saxa in the trees. Dust comes out. Shad's been caught. BKB's there in time before the lasso. He's still locked in position. With the BKB up, there's no follow coming to kill off Shad. Flash there onto Taxa. They find the killer. Shad's continuing to chase for more. Midway's able to force up to the high ground. Curse out the two of them. Shad, time lapses out. Toby, he's down a little too deep. Can they save him? They cannot. Midway's got the damage to kill him off. Shad goes back in over towards Seb. Seb's too speedy though for Shad to stay on top of as he's away. Midway's been left behind though in the mid lane. But Dust is able to put the global silence. But Midway, he cannot stand his ground against this damage as Viking GG. They kill the silencer. Notel's got him with a BG step. Jump forward once again. Boom with a BKB Red Beam pushing Notel off the side. They've got the vision as well. Notel falls. That's going to be a dead Notel for 45. TOPSON's back again. Trying to heal. This time it's Viking getting out. Boom's able to keep getting in the noses. Celery will be left behind. But Viking, I mean, they showed us now how they can sort of punch back when they are down in game 1. And here in game 2, when it's looking even harder, you know, they're still down 12k and down a melee racks. They're still able to find this fight that does not look bad at all for Viking.
Yeah, just relentlessly chasing past the tower, getting that warden sentry down, able to chase because they know that Heroes on OG just weren't back yet, and then OG, Notel blinks in and gives away his life too to stop, or to what, I think, root the BKBs and keep them there for a moment longer. Yeah, Viking getting themselves much needed kills.
They certainly need a whole lot more of this if they're to swing this one around.
Sure do. Shad, though, is in a little bit more of a comfortable form. As you did see, that was the BKB usage earlier, but now he's actually, well, he could pick up another item soon. He's got the one component of the MKB if he would like to. So that'll be pretty big for him.
Vikings move. X's.
Look at that.
Leading the way.
Projects.
Got wars that, but I mean, they see each other here. Teams with the Topson's going to be Seb first to jump though straight away. They're really last time. Toby's in with the counterplay, comes in with the crush. Seb, able to get the Yuke off in time. They're able to hit Boom off the cliff. The cookie Boom turns out towards Seb. Seb's going to go down. The living armor from Patel, not enough to save him. Topson's TPing out of here. They're trying to back away. Shad's over to the side. He's tying up the two of them. Boom gets the second kill. Shad's still alive, has been cursed, still has the BKB and the time lapse to rely on. So they want to no-tell hunting him, but the rest of Viking could sweep over to try and connect Chad. Going back in. She does mean that curse is going to last for quite some time, but so not enough to kill him. He picks up the demon edge, he gets out of there.
Big last few moments, but TOPSON has now arrived with a neutral item. Aramis is able to get, I think it was what, a fairy fire or something? Greater fairy fire it looked like? Or did he actually miss out on it? No, he got it, I think. But TOPSON is back into Roche Pit. So Viking did get themselves some nice kills. They're still at a huge deficit in this game. Can't contest this.
Yeah, and even more so once this is done with edges and cheese.
Immortality.
Got it good to go. TOPSON. Huge amounts of damage with the Ski Blade MKB build. How we're seeing on Boom's MKB. He's nearly there on his own MKB, the Boom SF.
They both do. Weaver and SF are very close to having very similar timings.
That's going in. See what it can do. Nightsail's in the trees already. Silence on the side. TOPSON going with Thames double. No Toby with the overgrowth. They got the grab on the slide out. Toby's out of the game, but he has got buyback. No tail. Slides to the side. He's able to live. BKB pop by Shatter. Shatter starts to back away. Boom with the BKB. Trying to commit with the ult, but straight away the global silence comes in, and now Boom. He's got nothing else to protect himself. Has just got the one charge. Is TOPSON trying to chase this with the double because Firepraise getting laid down. Boom and Celery, they've got to juke this out. The focus going to be paired over the way towards the Chen, but Boom, he's got the Firepraise. Toby Toby comes in with a crush. He's got the catch onto Seth. The bobble's going to be leaked down. As misses are flying over, pushing OG back, but TOPSON still able to
chain
get
lightning.
onto Toby. The cookie gets Toby back towards the fountain, and Toby will survive. He's able to get back just in time to the fountain region to keep him alive. But there's 2 dead on Viking GG. OG's got the full squad up as they clean up the top racks, and now over the Warden they go. This tier 3 in trouble. 30 seconds without cannon, 30 seconds without celery.
Ags on Aramis. Here comes. Throwing up to the SF.
Straight in. Oh, it's going to work! Over the stop ball. The counter plays there, but he does allow him to kill off TOPSON once. It kills TOPSON once now at the start of the drill, and they can turn. It's Saxa. TOPSON with his second life jump straight to the side. He's the blue dagger. Now focusing his fire straight onto Boom, trying to get the race out, but Boom goes down. Boom's going to be back in with the buyback. TOPSON is chasing, jumping forward with the E-Blade blink build on his double. He gets the kill. Boom, the only man left standing as he's forced back to the fountain. It was a beautiful attempt. It was a beautiful attempt. And it just wasn't enough. Even killing off Boom inside of the fountain. Jad's trying to turn things. They are low. Has managed to time lapse mid-one. Will go down. The E-Blade get not there in time to stop the final right click. For the second E-Blade, it looks like Shad will die for his efforts, and with all 5 dead, no buybacks, there should be room for OG to close this one up. Because GG is cool, and indeed OG will take game 2. This time around with much more of a lead, but once again, Viking GG, you gotta give them credit where it's due. These guys, they're fighting despite how